Starting a Hustler Z diesel tractor isn't hard, but it's different from the standard procedures for gasoline-powered Hustler models, especially at first. Let's review the basic elements of the diesel's starting sequence. Like all models of the Hustler Z tractor series, Hustler diesel mowers are equipped with a safety start interlock system that's designed to protect operators and others from accidental injury that could occur during an unintentional engine start. Obviously, it should never be disconnected or bypassed. The tractor's safety start interlock system should be tested daily prior to operation. As with the standard gasoline-powered models, the Hustler Z diesel starting motor will not engage until the steering control levers are in the park brake position and the deck clutch switch is in the down or off position. The operator's seat is also equipped with a safety switch that will stop the engine if the operator should become unseated while the steering control levers are not in the park brake position, or the deck clutch switch is in the up or on position. Before starting the tractor, take a few moments to perform the daily pre-operation checks outlined in the owner's manual. Once you've placed the control levers in the park brake position and disengaged the deck clutch switch, open the throttle halfway. Insert the key into the ignition switch and rotate it to the on position. The ignition switch operates in the same three-position manner as other Hustler models. Diesel engines require preheating in order to start. The preheat switch is the most obvious difference in the control panels. It's an intermittent switch placed next to the ignition. If the temperature is below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll need to depress and hold the preheat switch for 6 seconds while the key is in the on position, before rotating the ignition switch key full clockwise to engage the starting motor. If it's colder than 23 degrees Fahrenheit, extend the preheat time to 12 seconds. On warmer days or when restarting a warm engine, this procedure isn't necessary. But under no circumstances should you extend the time of continuous use of preheat beyond 20 seconds. Failure to follow these recommendations can lead to premature failure of the starter motor and the fuel shutoff solenoid. Don't overheat the starter by engaging it for longer than 30 seconds at a time. If the engine doesn't start in that amount of time, wait at least 2 minutes to allow the starter motor to cool off. Starting fluids, such as ether, must never be used with this engine. Damage resulting from such use will not be covered by the engine warranty. The Hustler Super Z diesel is also equipped with warning lights. They're positioned on the right side of the control panel. These lights illuminate if the coolant temperature is close to overheating, when the oil pressure drops below normal operating levels, when the batteries are being discharged, or when the preheat switch is activated. The alternator warning light and oil pressure light also come on when the ignition switch is placed in the run position and stay lit until the engine is running. Once the engine starts and begins to run, make sure that these lights go out. If they don't, stop the engine immediately and check for the cause. If your tractor is operating normally, allow the engine to idle for a few minutes before advancing the throttle or engaging the deck control. To stop the engine, pull the throttle lever back, place the steering control levers in the park brake position, and disengage the deck clutch. Throttle back to a low idle for a couple of minutes, and then rotate the ignition key counterclockwise to the off position. Remove the key before leaving the tractor. Never leave the machine unattended with the key in the ignition switch.